Is it possible to buy a home with $0, like literally for free? Can you buy a home for less than what it costs to buy a McDouble? Or for less than what it costs to go to, I don't know, like your little cousin's musical? Or for less than what it costs to buy some Gucci slides at Plato's Closet? Now, I know you can tell by the tone of my voice the answer is obviously yes. But before I tell you how, I'm trying to hit 150 subscribers on YouTube, so please go ahead, like the video, subscribe on YouTube, and comment what your favorite part of this video was below. Also guys, I just created Zach's 10 steps to home ownership. It's a free guide, so if you ever have any questions about what it's like to go through the process of buying your first home and you want to learn more, go ahead and comment below 10 steps and I'll send it to you ASAP. It can be pretty frustrating to be a person with good credit, a healthy income, not too much debt, and still feel like you're 5 years away from purchasing a house because you have to save so much money. But here's the thing I want to let you guys know today. You don't have to save $40K or $30K or even 20 or 10K to be able to purchase a house. When I say to buy a home for $0, what I'm talking about is your down payment and your closing costs. Those are the hurdles that we're going to have to jump through to get you your $0 house. And before you say, oh, Zach, this is some kind of obvious gimmick, believe me, this happens a lot more than you think. So let's talk about the first thing that you're going to need to be able to purchase a house, and that is a pre-approval for a mortgage. And this step is very important because there's multiple avenues toward getting you a 0% down mortgage. And yes, that is 0% down as in literally no money down, literally less than what it costed you to go to the Mario movie last weekend. One of these methods is to go with a USDA eligible loan. USDA loans are through the United States Department of Agriculture, and they're 0% down loans because the government is trying to incentivize people to move in to areas that need more farm help, basically. Basically, they don't want the farming infrastructure of this area to die. Now, there are some things like income limits and geographical restrictions on where you can move to because they're incentivizing certain areas. But these 0% down programs through the USDA are something that a lot of people in Central PA take advantage of. Hey, what's up, Ethan?
Hey, Zach. Not much, man. How are you?
Good. Hey, is it cool if I record this call?
Yeah, sure.
Okay, so right now I'm doing a video on USDA loans specifically. I wanted to see what are some areas where you can get a USDA loan around us in Central PA?
Yeah, great question. So we're looking at, in Central PA, we're going to be looking at a lot of upper Dauphin. So as we get towards the top end of Dauphin, towards like Ship, Chambersburg, those areas, out a little bit past Mechanicsburg as well, Boiling Springs, like that area.
Love Boiling Springs.
USDA. Yeah, Boiling Springs is nice. And then if you go sort of south toward York and a little bit across the river towards Lancaster, like in your Elizabethtown area, Mount Joy area, even Middletown, those areas are going to have it. And I think if I circle back, man, Palmyra, that area, if you get a little bit out of the central or in Central PA, but in the Lebanon district, Palmyra and Anvil, that area, that's heavy USDA as well.
Nice. Yeah, those are all great. Palmyra's got the great movie theater near us, so I love that area.
Sure does. Flagship.
Yep, exactly. That place is great. So if I were to refer you someone who's eligible for a USDA loan and we find something in, let's say, Palmyra for the fun of it, because we were talking about the movies and stuff, would they be able to get a house at 0% down?
Yes, sir. That is the beauty of USDA, 0% down loan product.
That's what I like to hear. And so, yeah, that's one way where you can get a 0% down mortgage. And that was Ethan Dauber, by the way. He's a great lender from Cross Country Mortgage here in the Central PA area. So I'll put his information in the description if you guys would like to talk to him specifically. The next type of loan for us to talk about is a VA loan. And VA loans are 0% down mortgages that are offered to former and active duty military. And one cool thing about VA loans is they have no mortgage insurance and they also have really lenient credit options. But Zach, what if I'm not active military or former military, and what if I'm also not moving to an area that has USDA? Well, in that case, I'd like to turn your attention to one more option. There are multiple banks in our area here in Central PA that will finance your loan themselves. And the best part about that is they can offer things like 0% down conventional mortgages. And again, you'll have to qualify through good credit and good income and things like that. But I've helped multiple people qualify for these 0% down conventional mortgages. And now those people own homes and are finally out of the rent cycle. So we've talked a little bit about how to get a 0% down mortgage, but what about closing costs? Aren't closing costs between 2 and 5% of the home's value normally? Because for a $200,000 house, that's about $10,000. That's more than my entire Funko Pop collection is worth. Well, that is true, and nice collection, by the way. This is where we need to be a little bit more creative, but it's really not that hard, I promise. It's really not. I know you guys are still hearing all the time, including from me, that homes are selling faster than Elon's rocket blew up the other day. And that is true in a lot of cases, but we're looking to save some money. You and me, we're looking for a diamond in the rough. So our target homes are going to be things that have been sitting on market for 30 days or longer most of the time. Because in those cases, just like a short and stocky high school wrestler, we're going to have more leverage. We're going to ask for things like inspections, but more importantly, we'll be able to ask for something called seller's assistance toward your closing costs. So check out this example. Okay, so let's imagine for a moment that you're going to look at a home that's been on market for 30 or 45 days and is listed at $250,000. But really, the reason the home is not selling is because it's worth closer to $235,000. Let's just imagine that for a second. Now let's imagine you went with a USDA loan for this property. Let's say it's in Palmyra or something like that. And let's say the closing costs are at the high end of $250,000. So let's say they're going to be $12,500. And let's say we go back to the seller and we say, you know what, we'll give you the $250,000 purchase price that you initially wanted here, but we're going to ask for the USDA maximum of 6% seller's assistance, which comes out to $15,000, which is what the home should actually sell for. That's what it's actually worth, most likely. And so you can already tell, without a down payment, because we went USDA, you're up $2,500 between the seller's assistance that you're getting toward your closing cost versus what your closing costs are going to actually come out to on the high end. And then next, we're going to have to put a deposit in on the property once we get it under contract, but that comes out of your closing costs, so this is not an extra cost to you. And now let's say we were able to get things like inspections, and we're going to have to pay for your appraisal, so that comes out to about $1,000 total before settlement as well. So you get your 6% seller's assistance from the seller toward your closing cost, minus your actual closing cost of $12,500, minus your inspection cost, and minus your appraisal cost. And in this situation, you actually come out ahead $1,500 and buy a house. Now that, my friends and fellow Funko Pop collectors, is how we get a house for $0, or in this case, getting $1,500. Now, is every single situation with a seller going to end up that positively? No, absolutely not. But have I seen examples of people actually making money off of their settlement? Yeah, I have. But really, I'm showing you this kind of example to show you that there is hope for you out there. You don't have to save $40,000, $20,000, even $10,000 in a lot of cases. I know this summer a lot of you guys are going to start shopping, and I really want all you guys to win. I want you guys to be able to get good properties at a good affordable rate and be able to get something you really like. I want you guys to stop paying 100% interest to your landlord. I want you to be able to paint your bathroom a really ugly neon green color because you own it and you can, and you don't have to be told, that you can't put holes in the walls and can't paint your house the way that you want to. And if you guys have any questions or you're not really sure where to start, go ahead and call me at this number. You can also text me there. I'd love to send you my 10 steps guide to homeownership. And if you want to have a conversation with me, I'd love to do that. All right, guys, I'll see you in the next one.